Yes, let's talk about Kurama's wig, and also about some interesting things from the trailer that show the path the series will probably take. So guys, how are you? I hope you are well. I am the Monio, the interdimensional demon who talks the most about Yu Hakusho on YouTube, and you are on my channel. And we finally have a trailer for Netflix's new Yu Hakusho live-action series, and it was a trailer that surprised a lot of people, as the images that had been released until then were not very pleasing, and everyone's expectations were low, but the trailer came with some very interesting things. And what you will see at the end of the trailer is what will probably show the changes in the series in relation to the anime and the direction the story will take. We start with a scene that is visibly an adaptation of the first episode, where Yusuke is killed in a car accident, probably trying to save a child, as it was in the anime, and here we can see that apparently the series will have a lot of blood and violence. Next, we have Yusuke in his spiritual form, outside the body and astral projection, and understanding that he died, and soon after comes a scene that was very beautiful, and which is probably the crossing from the real world to the spiritual world. We have this scene of Kima in his real form, since in the anime and manga he has two forms, a child in his adult form, which is the real one. In the series I believe he will always appear in his adult form, and in this same scene, we can see Boten, who has a different hairstyle from the anime, and a lot of people didn't like it. In fact, it didn't look that similar, unlike Yusuke and Kima who looked really cool, but Boten is a very secondary character, so I don't think this is a problem. We have the scene with Kima in which the proposal is made for Yusuke to become a spirit detective, in which he comes back to life, but will have to work for Kima, and then we have some scenes with him facing what will probably be your first enemies, and I must say that they seem very generic to me, as they look like people who are somewhat deformed, or possessed, something like that. In these scenes we can see that the trailer sets a tone, that the series will be something darker and more serious, with more terror and violence, and this goes well with the blood we saw at the beginning, which is different from the anime, but if it is well executed, it can make the tone of the series very interesting. Next we have the presentation of the other protagonists, who are Kuwabara and Hai, and honestly these were the characters that I least liked visually. They even tried to do it very faithfully to the anime in Hai's case, but it was ugly, but I don't know how to explain it well. It was strange. It's the same strangeness that we had already seen in the publicity photos. I don't know if the reason is that they tried to make it visually too faithful to the anime, or if the actors didn't match. In Kurama's case, I think it looked cool. What didn't look good was the wig he's wearing, which is very fake, and this is a problem we also have in the One Piece live action. A lot of people wearing wigs that don't I needed to be wearing a wig, and in Kurama's case, all I had to do was put in an actor who had long hair, and then make some red highlights in his hair. For me it would be better than trying to do it like the anime with a wig like that. But that's something we see a lot in Japanese live actions. They prioritize visual fidelity, even if it looks visually strange. Continuing with the trailer, we have one of the coolest scenes, which is Sakio calling the Toguro brothers, who come out of the shadows and appear in their classic poses, and I thought they were all very cool, especially Toguro, who was very faithful to the anime, remembering that Toguro in his base form is slender. He only gains more muscle mass as he releases more percentage of his power. And what I noticed during the trailer is that Toguro has a bit of a digital effect. I believe that they used effects to make him thinner, something similar to what they did with The Rock in the film Black Adam. Then he appears in the trailer a little stronger. Probably this is the moment in which in the anime he releases 20% of his power. We have this scene where Keiko and Boten appear, and I liked Keiko's actress. It's as expected from Japanese anime adaptations. But one look that I found sensational was that of the Genkai Master. Seriously, it was very good, and the actress matched perfectly, and this is one of the looks I liked most in this trailer. And we have some scenes at the end of the trailer, which is where we can speculate about the path the series will take, as the trailer shows combat scenes of the Urameshi team against the Toguro team. And yes, they are teams, since in the anime they in the Dark Tournament, which is the tournament that will culminate in Yusuke's epic fight against Toguro. But here we see these characters facing each other in other situations. And these characters are Bui, who is simply sensational, just like the anime and also visually very well, and also Karasu, who also has a very cool look and is very faithful to the anime. In the anime we have the arc of rescuing Yukaina, who is Hai's sister, and it is there that we have our first contact with the Toguro brothers, while Bui and Karasu only appear in the Dark Tournament. which indicates that they will change history, at least to a certain level. So it could be that these battles, which we will have in the series, anticipate the final battle, and that they serve to create rivalry between the characters of the two teams. But it is strange, because apart from the environment taking place in that scenario, which seems to be the one from the arc of Yukina's rescue, Yukina herself does not appear, so we have no way of knowing if this is the context, if we will actually have the rescue sequence, and if this part of Yukina will be adapted. I believe that there will be the Dark Tournament, and that these battles will not be decisive, just like in the first battle with Toguro in the anime, which he lets the Urameshi team win on purpose, or maybe they simply lose the battle. In the Dark Tournament it would be for a possible second season, in which the Urameshi team will need to participate in the tournament. Perhaps the villains will kidnap Yukina only in this part, to serve as motivation for the tournament. The other possibility would be not to adapt the Dark Tournament. That would be the worst choice in my opinion, ending the Toguro arc in the first season, without a tournament. But one thing that makes everything stranger is that in the final scene of the trailer, in which the protagonists are fighting Toguro, if you notice, Kuwabara is not in that scene, so I believe that a lot of things will change in relation to the anime, which makes the chance of them not adapting Dark Tournament even greater, which would be a mistake in my opinion, as this is one of Yu Hakusho's most acclaimed and memorable arcs. But what about you? Are you excited for the series? Do you think we will have the Dark Tournament? Leave it in the comments, and if you like the video, subscribe to follow the next content. Until next time my people, demonic hugs.